Are you trying to build the best team in Madden? Well, head on over to instantmuttcoins.com to avoid the packs, save some racks. Link is in the description below. Use code CC now for 20% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are going to be ranking the wide receivers today in MUT as of 12/28 to 12/29, sometime around there. But I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Normally, we've been doing the tier ranking list like we did for quarterbacks. I just want to do it a little bit differently for receivers and just sort of like cover the cards and talk about the pros and cons of each card, because I think just throwing a card up in a tier for receivers isn't the right way to do it, because they all will have their strengths and weaknesses, and based on a lot of people were in theme teams, which really affects the speed on them, and it's different. Let's roll into it. Okay, so we're gonna go over just like the highest rated receivers. Okay, again, sort of operating assuming that they are powered up as well. Okay, I think that's fair. Now we obviously know that, speed is a big thing, right? So the faster the card, the better. That's something we all know, right? We know that. Now, obviously, once you get up here, there's one highest rated receiver, and it's Randy Moss. We all know Randy. Excellent card. Obviously powered up. He's going to hit all his route running thresholds regardless. And he's going to be 96 speed, right? With Sprinter goes up to 98. Theme team goes up to 99. Randy's a really good card. With his overall, obviously it's great. For a card like this, right? Yeah, that one speed is nice, but for 400k or whatever his power up costs, it's ridiculous, right? So I've run Randy right here, unpowered up on no money spent, and I've run Randy powered up on the Megan account, and honestly, they feel very similar. Definitely not a 400,000 coin difference, okay? Randy's obviously like one of the best in the game. The best non-theme team receiver, all powered up? Probably so, right? His deep threat archetype is good, plays well. Old gen, next gen, bam, he's going to do absolutely everything you need. When we get down to the lesser receivers, someone like Devin Hester, who is a receiver, right? Who is a returner, right? So he doesn't get really good abilities. I like him. I can put Falcon's Chem on him, right? If you can use him on a theme team, obviously that speed goes way up, potentially to 98 or 99. Otherwise, he's not someone I would have on my team, right? I can't sacrifice the route running if he doesn't have absolute maximum speed. So while he's really good for me, he's probably not going to be really good for you. Kickoffs aren't even in the game. I wouldn't really use Hester right now personally if I wasn't running a partial team. That's just me personally. Now, here was a card that was, when it came out, was amazing, and it is Lance Alworth. And this card is still amazing. He is a hair slow now, but he's got good size. He's got a great archetype with Route Runner, which means that he gets the routes and other stuff for one ability point, especially now with the ability points raised. Someone like him, he's a real value to have on your team, right? If you don't have a Lance Alworth, you probably need a wide receiver Dion, though obviously Dion is a little bit faster. He's one faster. Maybe on a Cowboys team, two faster. Lance is the better receiver. He catches the ball better, okay? He has more spatial awareness. I bring this up about wide receiver Dion a lot, and we'll talk about it once we get to him too. But Lance Alworth does everything you can. He holds on the ball super good. This is a great card. This is a top tier card right now because of his archetype. If he was a deep threat, probably not. But as a route runner, amazing card. Take this off. Well worth the coin, and he's a bargain. You can get him for 170 at times, maybe less. We're going to Calvin Ridley here. Deep threat. 250,000 coins here, right? 94 speed, 96 speed. With Sprinter, you power him up. He's Tyreek Hill speed, okay? Now, you do have to buy his lower theme diamond card or team builder, whichever type of card it is. But I will say this, it's 6'1", 190. This card plays incredible. He does better for me. Again, I run a partial Falcons team, so I'm going to be a little bit biased here. But he, to me, is better than Tyreek Hill, all powered up. Not even on a theme team. Simply because size does matter in this game. He is tall. 6'1" is tall. It's not super tall, but it's tall. This is a really good card. It's a very underrated card. I feel like people don't want to use it because it's not a big name. Calvin Ridley's card is great in this game. Phenomenal. I don't know when this card leaves my team, sort of thing, you know? Big fan. Big fan of the Riddler. Again, obviously fully powered up. Dion wide receiver, a little more expensive for what he is, right? He's a route runner with good speed, 97 speed, right? Fastest route runner in the game, I'm pretty sure. He hits all these route running thresholds and does all that. But what he's missing, he will drop balls. He drops balls. Sideline awareness. Again, I'm going to bring this up. How many times I've used other actual receivers in the game and I can run them on a corner route or an out route or something, and maybe they'll just sit there. This card runs out of bounds. It runs out of bounds, which means that you can't throw him the ball. Which means too that when you're throwing a tightrope sort of sideline catch to him, doesn't always get his feet in. Okay? Super fast. Really good in open space. Really, really good. But doesn't have the proper traits, I guess. I guess that's what it is. I'm not sure. But there is a downside to this card, okay? And you're paying 330,000 coins for it. You got to know the downside. For sure. Chad Johnson, again, just put him a hair below Lance Alworth, really. That's it. He's a hair below Lance, in my opinion. Again, I like these bigger receivers, much more so on next gen as well. That's why with some of the bigger receivers, I would rate them higher on next gen than current gen. But Chad is a great card, plays well. That's why his price is still high, honestly. This is obviously the limited there, but Chad is still really good. If you had Chad on your team, no problems here. Now Devontae Parker, this card is rare to have. I did have him, and I will tell you what, he was a monster. He just came out at the wrong time. Okay, on next gen, being 6'3" with a physical archetype, which means he could get matchup nightmare for 1, which is really, really quite good. He just sort of lost it a bit. 96 speed card, hits all the thresholds. Really good card. I will probably pick this card up if possible when he gets a Redux for the no money spent team. It'll depend when DK Metcalf gets an upgrade, but I thought this card was amazingly good. Amazing card. He's just really expensive. So it makes him kind of not usable. As we go down to slightly lower tiers receivers here, some of these guys I haven't used. Fulgham, Higgins, Juju, Keenan Allen, cards I haven't used. This Steve Smith card, the full Steve Smith legend, he's fine. He's just too small for me for a deep threat. Not worth it. And again, he's slow now. He shouldn't be on your field at all. Cordell Patterson, great theme team card. Harold Carmichael, again, just too slow. But man, when he gets another card, like if they give him a 96 or something like that, this card will be on my team. I think this card is good. He's just slow. He gets the speed. This might be, when his upgrade comes, whenever it is, might be the best receiver on next gen, specifically next gen. Okay, so keep that in mind. When Carmichael gets a big card, you're on next gen, you're gonna want him. I promise you that. Whew, he's gonna be a beast. As we go down the Odell, again, smaller deep threat cards aren't really my thing. I don't really like them. I want bigger receivers. They actually seem to churn over a little bit faster when they're running. And B, they hold on to the ball a bit better. So we can sort of put some of these guys in here. Cole Beasley, Allen Robinson. We know they're slow. Fitz, slow. Finneran, slow. Unfortunately, like these cards could be a beast, but Fitz is going to get a 95 boosted to a 96. Not too terribly long. When that comes at a 96 overall, if he's got 94 speed, goes up to 96, that's a totally usable card. Okay, keep that in mind. Again, big physical receiver, could be really good. Fitz card could be really good. His speed may be completely outdated in a month, but it would still be a really good card. I have no problem if someone was using him. I use a Dory Jackson here as well. Kind of like Dion Light, right? Does not hit the route running thresholds. But again, I'm not asking him to do a whole lot with the speed and the cost and all that. Great value card, especially if you can pick him up when things aren't expensive, when the market sort of falls back down, if there's snow offers. But for 100,000 coins to get a 96 speed card, you don't got to power him up. It's pretty good. He's pretty good for the value and the speed. He's there. Again, on old gen, probably not who you want. On next gen, he's totally fine. Totally fine. Julio Jones, again, he's a route runner archetype here. I use mine on the theme, on the partial theme team. He doesn't hit all the route running thresholds. But again, being 6'3", 220, big receiver, plays well, breaks a ton of tackles, gets the routes cheap. It's a good card. I can't put him at the top. You know, when I go all homer in some videos, I talk about him being the best. This is me being real. He's not the best card in the game. Okay. All right. That one hurt to say. Let's go to overrated cards here. Tyreek Hill is still super. Look how expensive he is. He's got to be cheaper than that, right? 4 something. Remember, 470 for this card plus powering him up to get him to 95 speed. Go get you a Calvin Ridley, save some coins. All right. It's good cards. Don't get me wrong. Tyreek is a good card, but for his price point, you can do better. Oh, you can do better for sure. Mike Evans limited. Never used this card. Can't talk about it. Have no clue. Calvin Johnson. Disappointing card. Man, is this card disappointing. They didn't give him the speed, but that size at 6'5". I used him even still. I ran a bunch of the physical receivers. I know he's not a physical archetype, but physical just in size and nature. And he did really good on next gen. He's just too slow. That's all. And then Diggs, who's probably, I mean, I don't want to say probably, he's in line for a Team of the Year card. He might be the best receiver at that point. Give him a +4 right here. Give him 96, powered up to 97. Checking 5 speed here, 96 speed, 98 speed. Yes, please. Yes. Diggs card is great. He's just slow now. Same thing with Hopkins. Hopkins is a real good team card. Could be worth having because he gets actually a +2 here, so it goes to 92 speed up to 94. Again, just a little slow for what you're doing with him right now. But I like Hopkins keeps getting upgrades. I would take it, right? So while you are going to be looking for speed in your receivers, obviously, and you're looking for 90 in your route running threshold, that is great. But keep in mind that the other factors that make a receiver get better separation, hold onto the ball, break tackles, a lot of it really does deal with size, which is why Tyreek Hill to me is just sort of falls back now. He was special, now he's not special, and his price says he's special. Bring it down. You can get a better card for the price for Tyreek Hill. You could just buy base Moss, who's better than Tyreek Hill. No power up. He's cheaper. Like, we gotta use our coins wisely. I still see a lot of people with Reek, and I don't really get it. I run 4 receivers myself. I run 4, and they're different on both accounts. But like, you don't need all that, you know? Like, again, I run a lot of the Falcons theme team, and what I have my receivers doing are very specific things, right? How I have Hester, he's a depth card for me, again, when we covered him before. But I've got Dion in the slot here, running essentially drags and slants and curls. Nothing crazy. I'm going to put him in the right position. Ridley and Moss, I'm putting in deep threat positions, running streaks and posts and crossers and all that. Then Julio, again, being the bigger bodied receiver as well, putting him in routes across the middle, right? We got to make sense. We got to know where we're putting our receivers and doing stuff like that. If you want to talk tight ends, we can cover that in a separate video. I'm not saying the receiving core I have here is the best receiving core, again, because I'm trying to work with the theme team. But until we get another route runner upgrade, Dion stays. he'll leave after that. If we got a Diggs would plug into wide receiver 3 here instantly for me, and I wouldn't even look back at it, okay? So be smart with your coins. Don't just get the new shiny card or the big name card. Look through them, right? If you want to get Calvin Ridley, who is Tyreek Hill, but better, I think cheaper, to power up and do all that, go check that out. You don't have to power up Randy Moss. Yes, 98 speed would be lovely, but that's also at the cost. You could either have Randy Moss base and Calvin Ridley powered up, or powered up Randy Moss. And you wouldn't have any other coins for another card. You know? So think about it. Have depth. Build the depth out. If you need cheaper depth cards, look at Adoree Jackson, right? Because he's got the speed. Do some stuff out there. He's fine. Hester, speed, is fine. Not the best route runners, but again, just for depth, you don't need to spend 300-400K on a card. Okay? Got it. Good. Wide receivers, I'm out. Peace.